Hi everybody, it's Stefan Molyneux from Free Domain.
And Isabella Molyneux.
What?
I am here.
You're here.
I'm sitting right next to you.
You are. And so I gave a speech in Orlando last year called What Men Really Want to Say to Women. It's a good speech, did well. At the 21 convention, which is a convention of men talking about men's issues and so on. Now the 22 convention, which is coming up this April in Orlando.
Is different.
It's different, right? So it's talking about how
women could be better.
Women could be better for men, right? I mean, and women could be better as a whole, lose weight, how to make a man happy and all that, you know, which seems perfectly reasonable. I mean, what's wrong with that, right?
No.
I ask you how I can be a better dad.
Yeah.
I ask Mom how I can be a better husband. I ask my listeners how I can be better at what it is that I do. There's nothing wrong with getting feedback. Yeah. Apparently, though, there is.
Yes.
So I was watching this video. I was going to do a response to it.
And I'm like, hey, what is this? And you explained. And I'm like, hey, let's do a show together.
Let's do a show together.
Like, if it doesn't work out, you can just do it solo. And then I can take over the entire...
It's going to work out well. It's going to work out well. So this is a show called The Real. Not the fake. The real.
Girl
you know,
chat.
as in this is real face, no makeup. Real hair, no
real
gel.
Eyelashes.
Real eyelashes.
No hairspray.
Real lipstick. This is all real. Like she's really born with these big giant basketball hoops in her ears. Do we get the point? All right.
It's called The Real Girl Chat.
Yeah, The Real Girl Chat. All right. Hashtag Girl Chat. All right. So I'll put the link to this below. So let's
her face.
Let's hear what they have to say. And here's the beginning.
It's fair to say that most women hate being mansplained to, right?
All right. So we're 3 seconds in.
3 seconds into the video.
And what is she talking about?
Mansplaining.
Okay, so what's that?
When men explain things to women, basically.
That women already know.
Yeah, that women already know.
So this kind of came out of nowhere a couple of years ago. Maybe you were like 5 or 6 or whatever.
Yeah.
And if I remember rightly, there was a woman, she'd written a whole book on an artist. And some guy was explaining to her the importance of this artist. And she was just sitting there saying nothing, like she'd just been frozen in time.
Yeah.
And then was resenting the guy. Whereas, you know, okay, so let's take an example. Your favorite books.
Wings of Fire. It's a dragon series.
Wings of Fire, very peaceful, lots of negotiation.
Totally.
And
like no violence whatsoever.
No violence whatsoever. Absolutely not.
Nothing
Now,
happens.
if I came up to you and started trying to explain Wings of Fire to you, what would you say?
Dad, a Sunwing is not even a tribe in Wings of Fire.
Right. If I tried to explain to you what the characters meant and the themes meant, you'd be like, dude.
I've read... this is probably my favorite series since I was like 9 or something.
Right, but only because you haven't read my books yet.
Yes, sure.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm 11 right now. I turned 11 December something. I'm not kidding. December something.
No, say
December 19th.
something so you get what Daddy gets. A birthday month. So important to get a birthday month. You don't just want a day. Get a whole month. I'm looking to make it a whole quarter, then a year.
Okay. That would suck. No,
Not for me, though. That's the important
December
thing.
the 19th.
Right, so...
And I have no idea what day it is today, but you know what? It's been around a month.
I could not explain. You would just interrupt me if I tried to explain something to you, right? And that's what this woman should have done. If some guys explain, like if someone comes up to me and says, hey, I'd like to tell you about philosophy, I'd be like, hey, great, I run a philosophy show, let's talk about it. But it wouldn't just sit there as somebody droned on and on about philosophy and be upset that they couldn't read my mind.
Well, I mean, I've been, example with the Wings of Fire, I've been reading the series for like 2 years now. Yeah. Or something. Maybe 1.5, but that doesn't really matter. It's just the fact that I've read all these books multiple times. So if someone comes up and starts explaining it, I'll say, thanks for the explanation, but I've actually read the entire series. It's been my favorite for a long time. So how about we can just talk about it and like who are your favorite characters and blah, blah, blah stuff.
Yeah, you can get, so that's... Anyway, so this is mansplaining, and that's why I turned it over to you to explain what mansplaining is so that I don't end up mansplaining. All right.
Yes.
There we go.
Right?
Yes.
Well, you guys, there is this convention that might be taking this to a whole nother level.
Sorry, I just want to imitate it. Like 20
a whole nother level. It's like this roller coaster of... All right, it's roller coaster of language.
And everyone was like, oh no.
Okay, so let's hear what happens. I turn this up a little bit. Let's hear what happens
when she says it.
When she says it, right? Let's make it a little louder here.
Yeah, that'd be
all
good.
Right. Here we go.
Go back.
Convention that might be taking this to a whole nother level. It's a convention in Orlando, Florida, which is a seminar. I know.
It's
now, what's wrong with Orlando, Florida? They're like, first of all, they're like, uh-oh. They're priming everyone to have a negative view of uh-oh.
Yeah.
Right, which is actually one of your first sounds. Yeah. So, and then Orlando, Florida, they start, Orlando, I don't know why, but anyway.
What the heck, Orlando? Like, why does that even matter?
It's run by all men.
It's run by All men. What does that mean? Like all men, like oh my god, men are running things.
This is literally called the girl chat. Like
they're all girls.
5 or 6 people here, and they're all girls.
All girls.
I mean, I'm sure it's not run by all girls.
Well, okay. So just out of curiosity, who do you think built the set?
A man.
Who do you think built the studio?
A man.
Who do you think built all the camera equipment?
A man.
Who do you think hung all the lighting?
A computer. Not kidding. A man.
No, I mean it could be a couple of women, but in general, like she's like it's run by all men.
I'm gonna guess
like
that.
they're on the internet, which is generally invented and run by men. Anyway,
I'm just gonna guess that she was probably the one who put on the makeup, or it was probably some other woman who did the makeup. And I'm gonna guess it was some other woman.
Yeah. So it's like a male crew for a lot of the technical stuff, but it's probably a female crew for the makeup and for the outfit. This outfit is great. I mean, it looks literally like she got a cannon full of leaves from Avatar and had them fired at her shoulders.
One thing, like what the heck is happening with her eyebrows? They're really thick.
That's a funny thing that women do. I don't know if they're like penciled or
they're penciled.
shaped, but it's this look of perpetual surprise. Like if I had like little pulleys or something like to get, I'm surprised all the time.
It makes their eyes look huge, and also like I think what they do is they get this thing. They get it has a little dark pencil on the end of it, and it's like good for skins or whatever.
Yeah.
And they draw a line, and then they fill it in like maybe a centimeter thick.
Right.
And then they kind of use this thingy at the other end. I say like the stuff you use for mascara.
Right.
And kind of like make their eyebrows look a little more natural. But honestly, it looks like their eyebrows are like the entire size of her forehead, and she looks like she's like terrified and like, is this serious type of thing?
Right.
Like sarcastic and surprised.
All right, so it's all run by men. Like that's a bad thing, right?
Which promises to, quote, make women great again. Wow.
Oh, look at that. Okay. Couple of differences between guy on left and guy on right.
He has really good lighting.
He has good.
Yeah, like I mean, you look odd. Like you're just really pale.
Yeah, I look
like kind of red around your nose and stuff.
Yeah. And as far as hair goes, I think it's about even.
What now?
Okay, let's keep going.
Wow. And according to the New York Post, wait for it, the seminar will have men teaching women to do things like how to land a husband.
Pause. Men teaching women.
Well, it's funny too because men are the consumption of female services in a marriage, in the same way that women are the consumption of male services in a marriage, right?
I bet you if it was women teaching men how to be like better or something, or at least holding conference saying what they would like most, then I bet you like nobody would be freaking out this much.
So they start off by talking about mansplaining, which is women telling men to basically shut up or not talk about things that women somehow know, and the men are supposed to know that the women know these things even though the women don't say anything. So the first bit of the show is telling men how to be better, but heaven forbid men tell women at all how to be better. Okay, Are you ready for the banshee shrieking gasp?
I'll have men teaching women to do things like how to land a husband, how to... Look at that face! Look at that face!
That is something else. All right, hang on.
Teaching women to do things like how to land a husband, how to lose weight, how to pop out a bunch of kids.
Yes, pause. I just want to say how to pop out a bunch of kids. I would I'd totally love to be referred to that when I just when someone just gave birth to me.
Yeah, just popped out.
I was like, they totally just popped me out.
Yeah,
like
out.
Let's just get my mom to pop out a bunch of kids or pop out a kid. Like, I mean, that's no.
Yeah, when we said where babies come from, we didn't take out a balloon.
And just pop it and then like
right, can you imagine?
Babies just come out.
Right. Yeah, you grow a balloon in your belly and then boop. Now the thing is too, so in talking about, when's the best time to have kids, generally for men and women, it's younger, right? So just talking about if you want to have a bunch of kids, you should start trying to have kids when you're younger rather than when you're older. That's not a man thing, that's science thing. And we're not saying here's what it feels like to give birth. Well, men are just saying, here are the facts on fertility. That's all. But look at these faces. Now,
her face just looks like extremely puzzled and confused. Like sorry, that's basically the same thing. Puzzled and like... Wait,
no, puzzled and confused could be, because puzzled is when you're trying to figure something out. Confused is when you think you can't.
She looks like that, and she's just like, how do the men think they're doing this? That's what she looks like.
Whereas
and
the other
woman just kind of looks like tired and surprised.
And appalled.
And that weird eyebrow thing, both of the women.
Both surprised, right? Okay, so.
How to lose weight, how to pop out a bunch of kids.
That face just was like, oh my, like so shocked.
Okay,
and
this
like
is the one
half
thing.
Trying not to laugh.
This is the one thing that the audience can't see because we're not putting you on video, right? Izzy is like a photocopier when it comes to copying people's facial expressions.
I'm literally...
She's really good. Really, really good. Like, I'm like, Izzy, do this face. And you show up a face and like, bang on. It's really
like,
cool.
Out of 10 photos, I'll probably get 8 right. Like 8, not perfect, but really close.
Very close. Very close. All right.
And get this, you guys, the cost of the seminar is $2,000.
Stop.
It's $2,000. And that's fake news, right? Because it's not $2,000. It's $2,000 if you show up the day of.
Yeah, it's actually $500 and you can bring a friend for free.
It's $1,000 you can bring a friend for free, so it's $500.
Sorry, 1,000 I meant.
Now, $500 is a pretty good deal for a couple of days seminar with some really top tier speakers, and they have got to hire their own private security. Right? They have to have it in a very sort of top tier venue. It's not like in some rundown motel or anything. So it's really good and it's really nice. And if you look at these women, right, how much money are they spending on makeup? How much money are they spending on hair dye? How much money are they spending on handbags or shoes or clothing or whatever, right? That's a lot of money.
She naturally has dark hair.
Streaked, just like that.
But they just like, it's white right away. Like they just make it kind of like white and yellowish.
So the idea that women who can spend thousands of dollars a year on makeup, the idea that $500 is like absolutely the end of the world to hear about what men want. So men and women, we complete each other, we make each other happy, and it's important to listen what the other gender wants in order to, because men and women, they want a lot of the same things, otherwise we couldn't get along, but they also want some different things, and it's important to hear those.
Next time we go to the lady in the blue dress, I want to pause on it.
All right.
Yes.
Well, it says the world's ultimate event for women.
No, but it also says, with a trademark, make women great again for women. Already great. We're already great.
How you think you got here?
You already know.
Let's be great.
This is a funny way to clap, right? Okay, so they're saying that women are already great.
Yeah.
That women, they can't possibly improve. There's nothing that men have to say to women that women might find useful to hear.
I can improve in a ton of stuff.
Yeah, I can improve in everything.
The first 5 things, drawing, frog catching and stuff. Like, I love to catch frogs and lizards and stuff. Drawing, frog catching. I can improve in my math skills for sure.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not too great at math, but we have our skills.
We have our skills, right? Yeah, listen, go ahead.
I can improve probably in my English too. I mean, I can improve in a ton of stuff in terms
Maybe
of
your French. I'm just kidding. No, let's not go
no,
there.
Let's not revisit the French.
French is a challenge.
2 years, learned about 16 words.
So they're saying that women can't possibly be improved on, and then they say that's why you're here. In other words, women give birth, and there's nothing that they can improve upon. Now, that's a funny thing, because if women can't be improved upon, why are they wearing so much makeup? Why do they have their hair? Why do they have just this kind of dress? Why do they have all this flattering lighting? Like, if women can't be improved upon, why are they improving upon their...
Oh, that's what I was going to do. I wanted a close-up because I wanted to make a joke about her makeup.
All right, let's go in here.
Yeah.
Do we know if there's have women signed up for this?
Well, they're on the website. It's 50% off now.
Oh, look, they say it's a sexist seminar.
What is that?
So sexist means if you think that women are lesser or dumber or whatever it is, right? Then that's, if you have a negative view of women just because they're women, that's called sexist. And
honestly don't think that they have ever mentioned that. Like that.
No, they have it there it's called the low bar here, right? So sexist.
No, I mean the people running the conference.
Oh no,
I don't think they ever said that.
Of course not.
They put a sale on how to make a woman great.
There has been a lot of backlash, obviously.
Well, I am interested, though, Lonnie. I am interested to see who signed up. I actually would like to know. Because I would like to get into the mind and understand why that woman thinks she needs help in something.
Exactly.
Because it makes me think they're preying on women who feel that they're missing something in life, whether they're picking...
Okay, so missing something in life. Okay, let me just say. So when you go to the bookstore, we haven't gone through this exercise really, but if you go to the bookstore, there's lots of books on dieting, there's lots of books on makeup, there's lots of books on how to get in shape, there's lots of books on for women, right? Yeah. Generally, folks. So women do want to improve, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to improve. I just lost a little bit of weight and all that. There's nothing wrong with wanting to improve. And so this idea that if you say to a woman you can improve in some way, that you're somehow preying on her, well, first of all, these women, would you say that they're more attractive on average than the women in the audience? The women around the table?
I find some of them are attractive. I kind of find the woman who has her hands blurred right now attractive.
But and the woman more or less so than the audience.
Two at the end of the table.
Yeah.
I find attractive, and the person wearing that silvery coat, although I think she'd be more attractive without makeup.
But compared to the audience members, would you say they're more attractive? Okay, so these women have done stuff to improve their appearance, right? They got all the makeup and all that. So saying that women should, and I haven't actually seen the ads for this, but I bet you the ads are like makeup and losing weight and hair dyes and all that kind of stuff, right? Like, you know, when we're on YouTube, right, we see those ads.
Yeah, all the time.
And it drives you crazy. The
Pantene.
The Pantene ad, right?
The Pantene ad, I'm like, number one, no one's hair is that like that. Believe me, I'm a girl, I want straight hair. Never works like it does in the ads.
Right.
I'm like, hey, how about we blow dry my hair? And I'm like, how are there still curls here?
And what's this that they do, right? Do you remember they do this?
That thing they poof up the top of their head.
Yeah.
And honestly, in my opinion, and like me noticing it, the only thing that it does is basically makes your hair messy. It just, if you like scrape your fingers,
like pull them up right this, right? Like you make a little pyramid.
It just makes it kind of all messy, and they're like little strands of hair sticking out. And honestly, I don't know if that's supposed to be like the attractive thing right now, but I find it kind of ugly.
Right. All right. So yeah. So the idea that you could say to a woman, you could improve in any way, somehow that's exploiting women. But of course, I think a lot of this TV and ads and all of that is, which these guys are funded by, is also about saying to women, you're not enough. You need better hair, you need better skin, you need better makeup or whatever.
Pause. She also just said men are preying on women, I think.
Yeah. So
and like, excuse me, you're the one putting on the makeup. Like, you're putting on all this makeup.
Yeah, your skin doesn't look like that. Her skin does not look like that. But then women look in the mirror and say, well, I don't have that glow and all of that, right? And maybe her teeth have had, like, they've been capped or something.
I bet her teeth have had whitening. There's, like, no way. If she drinks coffee, there's no way her teeth are that white.
It makes me think they're preying on women who feel that they're missing something in life, whether they're 40, not married, don't have a great job, who feel that they're missing something in life, whether they're 40, not married, don't have a great job, don't feel like they can't lose the weight. So then they go to this God or this deity that feels like they can lead them, give them the way.
What? Somehow the people who are organizing these conferences are now gods? We should tell them that. Because that would be cool. Like to have a conference run by actual gods where they like pot water and have it rain frogs gently, of course, onto mattresses. But that would be something.
Oh my God, I'd love that. Like, please, like, just summon me a dragon or something.
Right. All right, here we go. Ready?
Yep.
You already have the way inside of you. You just have to listen to yourself and own everything about you.
Okay.
All these women, like, so, like, you're completely right. I fully understand.
So, Izzy, if you ever come to me with a problem, I'm saying you just have to own everything about yourself, and that will solve all of your problems.
How the heck do you do that? Like, what is own everything about yourself?
I think you have to write your name on your kidney. Maybe you like a swallow a marker and you do some sit-ups and you just kind of get that name. No? You don't think that's what it is? You can't see the face.
My face was about the worst. That was about the most like this is not seriously happening right now.
It's like the eye rolling without the eye rolling.
It's just that 1,000-yard stare.
Okay, give me the face again. Something
My
like
mouth is a bit open, and I don't sigh exactly, and I just kind of give you this contented like this. No.
Okay. So in the past, like, so religious people, in the present too, religious people will pray to God for guidance. And this woman is saying, no, the answers are all within you. You can pray to yourself, like you make yourself into a God. And what's wrong with the answers being somewhere outside and you take advice? I don't know. It's weird.
If I want to learn how to pop out a bunch of kids, I want to learn from someone who's actually done it.
Okay, this is what I want, a close-up of her, because right now she looks like she kind of just got she bought one of those little makeup strops that you'll see in a mall or something like that.
Like the whole shop.
Maybe, and
half
she...
of it in a bag.
Maybe, no, what she did, she got all the powder. She bought all the powdered stuff.
Yeah.
And scraped out the powder from the actual container, shoved it in a bag, shoved that bag on her face, put on some lipstick. Honestly, I think with that much makeup on, that beauty mark would be fake because no one would even be able to see it.
Right, buried treasure. Right,
no, seriously, I bet you that's fake right now. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, some people do like it.
Yeah, and also got as much mascara as she could possibly put on her eyelashes. Look at that. They look like they're 4 inches thick, each eyelash.
So they're probably fake, right? Remember we saw that video of the monkey pulling off the woman's fake eyelash?
These are probably fake. There's no way they're like 2 centimeters long or something like that.
Yeah,
a centimeter or anything. And like, what the heck is with her earrings? And her ears. Her ears make her look a bit like an elf.
Oh yeah, sure. But that's natural.
That's
right?
kind of cool. I just think that's a little cool, but Yeah, like her earrings. Like, why are they like giant Olympic hoops?
No, listen, I see. I have no problem with her wearing this makeup myself. So she's on TV. She wants to look good, and so on. It's like, but then don't say it's bad to say women can improve when you spend an hour putting makeup on to look good under the camera, right?
Well, I'd say, don't put on the makeup. Like, one day when I'm an adult, I'm gonna dress up completely in makeup, and then I am basically gonna go around and I'm gonna compare photos of me without makeup and me with makeup, and I bet you I'm gonna look worse with makeup.
Well, it's funny, women who wear a lot of makeup, let's say they go to the office, right? They wear a lot of makeup. If one day, for whatever reason, they decide not to wear makeup and they go into the office, do you know what people say?
What?
Are you ill? Are you unwell? Do you have the flu? Because they look like regular old human beings, right?
Yeah, like normal people.
Let's just go back here for a sec, because it's kind of interesting.
How to pop out a bunch of kids. I want to learn from someone who's actually done it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's interesting, right? So if you want a bunch of kids, you should really try having kids before the age of 30, right?
Yeah.
And so if she goes to talk to a woman who's had a bunch of kids, she's going to say, well, I started before I was 30, because it's tough to have a bunch of kids after 30, right?
Yeah.
So she's going to say exactly what the conference people are going to say, which is try and have kids as early as, reasonably possible, given, you want to get educated, you want to get the right man to marry or whatever, right? So she's saying, I only want to hear from a woman that you should start having kids in your 20s, not from a man who's got the science. I don't know, it's just weird.
That part, or who has inspired me.
It just sounds like these men are trying to control women. And
now this, again, I don't know where this stuff comes from, really out of left field, right? So if you say to a woman, hey, here are the scientific facts about fertility. If you want to lose weight, here's some useful tips, or, this is what men like in relationships, at least according to the men there. How is that controlling women?
That's not. It's just like making recommendations.
Women?
They're not yelling, hey, we want you to lose weight because that's what men like. So
you're not locking them in the basement with rice cakes to
like
lose
no
weight or
food
something,
or
right? Yeah. I don't know how it is that having a conference, which is purely voluntary, anyone can go or not go, they're going to end up putting out the videos for free. So even to get the value of the conference, you can go just on YouTube later. How on earth is that controlling women to give them some feedback voluntarily to a small subsection? Anyway.
That's what it sounds like.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they probably living with their mamas. They want to sit back and, so that's how they have all the experts, because they look at their mama because they still in the basement living with her.
Oh my God.
Stuff.
I have no idea what she just said.
So this is kind of an insult.
He has a bit of an accent, sorry.
Yeah, this is kind of an insult for people on the internet, right? So the idea is that you're a grown man, you're living in the basement of your parents' house or maybe your mother's house, and that's it, right? Like you haven't moved out, you haven't got your own life, you haven't got your own place or whatever. So that's kind of like an insult that they give to men, and where it's coming from, I don't know. She doesn't know anything about the conference organizers. They haven't done any research. They're just kind of spinning off these theories about men. And of course, it's highly insulting to say, oh, they're just losers living in their mother's basement. Like, there's no evidence for any of that.
How would you like it if we called you losers living in your mom's basement?
It'd be kind of funny if this was actually a giant mother's basement. Like, this was one of their mom. No, just kidding. All right.
What? Not like
Yeah.
And so they just, you know how they be living in the basement.
Why are they talking about? I just feel like, the conversation about.
Why do I have that song from Frozen running through my head? Do you want to build a snowman? Why? Why do you think?
I don't know.
I think it's her earrings. I think they look like frozen robot snowmen from outer space.
I think you're.
Yeah. No, nice earrings and all that. I never quite got the whole earring thing too much. It just seemed very uncomfortable.
Why would you put? I don't think it's too uncomfortable. But one, if your hair's up, like she has it right now, I'm guessing it would brush against your neck and be very uncomfortable.
I think it would. Yeah. Maybe it makes your neck look longer.
Two, it would kind of be dragging down your earlobes, especially if you had that big earrings. I'm gonna guess those are made with real diamonds.
I couldn't tell you.
I'm not sure, but yeah. Also, like, why the heck would you pierce something through your ear? Like, no.
I don't know, because you can even get clip-ons if you want that don't require the piercing, right?
It's still, pierce something through your ear just for some beauty.
Well, here's the thing. They're saying women can't possibly be improved, but I'm going to wear this outfit, lots of makeup, lots of hair gel, professional stuff, pierce something through my ears. So me in my natural state is not appealing. Here's all this massive, it's almost like computer-generated imagery, right? Here's this massive, complete do-over of me, but how dare you say women should be improved? All right.
Yeah.
Making women great again. The men that I know who are great are men who have taken it upon themselves to look at these type of men and patriarchy and toxic masculinity and be like, I don't want anything to do with that.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so now the men who are organizing it are not just sexist. They're not controlling women. They're not preying upon women only. They're also living in their mama's basement, toxic masculinity, patriarchy, which is this idea that men run everything and we're all in control of everything and so on, which of course, if it was true, then this show would never exist, right?
Yep.
Like, I mean, if you're in some communist country and you attack communism, you don't get a TV show, right?
Nope.
You get thrown in jail usually, right? So there's so many insults against the men who are running this conference, and they don't even seem to be aware of just how incredibly insulting and rude they're being, right?
Yeah.
But then, of course, I mean, this would be the kind of behavior where I'd say, listen, you're really, really hostile to men who are putting a conference together to say what they would like women to do and women to be like in terms of relationships. And so the idea that you can't possibly be improved, well, maybe you could be improved from being this like horrible and insulting. All right.
Yeah, you could be.
Like that.
Oh, and there's that odd clap on the left too.
It's like, what is...
Yeah, I don't know.
She looks like she's doing half lunges at the same time.
That's what I've seen.
Yeah.
And the women I feel who have really owned their greatness.
I think they do that clap to make it look bigger and more grand.
And it encourages the audience to clap too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go see what she's saying again.
That's what I've seen.
Yeah.
And the women I feel who have really owned their greatness are women who have like been able to say, you know what, I don't want to feed into that either, because that's really actually a problem too. Women who have actually been brainwashed by this patriarchy, and so that's who these men are preying on. Don't let them prey on.
Absolutely.
Well, it seems to me brainwashing is a strong term. So brainwashing is when you take somebody, often a child, and you tell them all this kind of false stuff, and you bully them, and you punish them, and you reward them until the point where they can't think for themselves. Sorry, you were going to say? Did I just erase your thought? Did I just wash your thought?
It's fine. It happens.
It'll come, right?
Oh, yeah, like brainwashing. Who says you're not brainwashed? Like, maybe you're brainwashed.
Well, and also, what are they doing to the audience, right? They're programming the audience to have, with their, this and evil men
like,
this.
Don't get brainwashed, but hey, wait, give me a second. Let me just brainwash you.
Right. I don't want anyone else brainwashing you, right?
And I feel like the clarification needs to be made. People, feminism means
just people. Like, hey, like not gentlemen or ladies or anything. Yeah. It's just people.
People.
I feel like the clarification needs to be made. People, feminism means equality.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's interesting, right? So feminism means equality. And listen, I'm all for equality under the law, equality of opportunity, equality of education for men and women. It's great, right? That's universally preferable behavior, right? But what's interesting is that if men and women are equal, and they're telling men what to do, right? They're telling men, don't have this conference, don't say this, don't tell women they can be improved, don't use this logo. There are lots of bossiness around men here, right?
Yep.
But if there's equality, then men should also be able to tell women what they should and shouldn't do,
yep.
Right?
It does not mean that you are out there raging for women to be better than men, that you dress a certain way.
But they are raging for women to be better than men.
They really are.
Right? Give me some examples.
I wouldn't exactly say raging, but I mean, it's the best word you can think of.
They're strongly saying that women are better than
Raging's
men.
Easier.
Oh, right? So
well, the whole like men are holding a conference type of thing. She sounded like she was announcing the end of the world, to be honest.
Well, I guess for them it's kind of like that, right?
That whole like what's it called? Like
mansplaining stuff?
Mansplaining.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Men are explaining
3 seconds
stuff
into
too
the
much.
video. Everyone hates mansplaining.
Yeah, yeah.
And there was this, all those, like, sound like you were stabbing a pig and then stuffing it in your mouth and then, like, opening your mouth so you could hear the scream.
Right.
That's a bit dramatic, but you know what? I'm sticking with it.
Yeah, go with it. Yeah, there's lots of putting men down here, and lots of women are perfect, don't need to improve. All the answers are within you. You don't need to change. So that it is females better and men worse. So what she's saying here, and nobody's sitting there saying, well, maybe we should be a little bit nicer to these men who are getting together and talking about things.
Yeah.
Or say that we're higher. No, when you're a man and you're a feminist, you say, I look at my partners and we're equal and I want to pave the way so that you get treated just like us. That's what feminism is about.
So these guys can have this is like a little mini conference, right? Basically. They can have a whole conference talking about their issues, what they like. They can insult men, or at least the men running this conference. They can praise women. So they can have that. But if men, and this show I think is on every day for probably an hour or so, right? So they've had thousands of hours of doing this, but men have a couple of days of seminars and it's the end of the world. So how is that equality?
Well, it's like, what's it called? I'm terrible at keeping my thoughts. It's basically like a little conference. I mean,
it feels like a little conference. They're getting together, talking about what's important to them, right?
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I completely lost my thought. It's fine.
We'll keep going.
Up with women does not mean down with men.
Yeah, it kind of does include this conference.
Up with women does not mean down with men.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's interesting because this whole, what have we been here? 3 hours, 16 minutes. There's probably been 10 or 20.
You mean 3?
Sorry, 3 minutes, 16 seconds. Thank you. Just for them. So these women have lobbed really horrible insults at all of these men and praised women as not needing any kind of improvement. But then they're saying, well, being pro-women doesn't mean that you're anti-male. And it's like, but this is a men's conference run by men. They roll their eyes at that. They call us sexist and basement dwellers and controllers and patriarchs, toxic masculinity, sex. Like, it's really, really nasty, and they don't even seem to notice it when they say, well, just because we're pro-women doesn't mean we're anti-men, but when men try to have a conference, boom, right?
They're all going to die.
Yeah, but for them, they believe that.
Right.
But they're probably also racist, homophobic, transphobic. You know what I mean? I feel like
Pause. She's just kind of like immediately, she's just randomly guessing things. I mean, I know I kind of did that with the earrings, and not the earrings. I mean,
no, you were asking a question.
But I was just like, aren't those? I said I bet you, but I wasn't calling her a racist or anything.
No, of course, right. So now they've added to all of the previous insults. Now they've added, racist and sexist
and she's just randomly guessing.
Right? Well, they don't know, right? So when I think it was her who just said, being pro-woman doesn't mean, like, being for women doesn't mean being against men.
Being up with women doesn't mean down with men.
Yeah, being up for women doesn't mean being down for men. And now she's just piling more and more insults on a men's run conference.
And like praising women.
Yeah, crazy.
Like, this is the gateway to the...
They're really scared of women. That's the reason why we haven't had a female president yet. Look at all the other countries that have had female leaders, and the United States still has not had a female leader.
So they say that they're frightened, that men are frightened of strong women. I don't think that's true. There was a female leader in England who was called the Iron Lady. Her name was Margaret Thatcher, but she was anti-communist, tried to lower taxes, more free market.
I'm with her. I like her.
Well, and I don't say these women, but people as a whole on the left, they just hated her. Like, they just hated her. Feminists hate her in general. I mean, just because it's not really about whether it's men or women.
If that person was a Democrat, then they'd probably have mentioned her already.
Yeah, absolutely. So
like, I mean, also the fact that, I mean, America is doing pretty well, in my opinion anyways, and it's male president.
Well, here's the thing too, right? Do women or men live longer?
Women.
Women, right? Do women or men vote more?
Women, because they can vote longer.
Well, and also they generally vote a little bit more.
Yeah.
So if America doesn't have a female president, that's largely determined by women.
Yeah.
Women have not wanted a female president. So now they're blaming men for, like, they could say, well, women don't like strong women, but that would be to criticize women in some manner, right? So now they're also blaming men for the fact that there's no female president in the U.S., even though women outvote men.
Also, I bet you if, say, there's someone got elected who was like Donald Trump but a woman, like same qualities and everything, they would be like, they wouldn't be mentioning this at all.
What sound would they be making?
Like that woman, when Donald Trump got in, how she just screamed.
Screamed at the sky, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
But
right.
I mean, if Donald Trump, let's just pretend it was a woman who had the same qualities, there's no way they'd be bringing this up. And they'd basically be saying, like, except for this one time in America, everything else has been great, type of thing.
Well, Margaret Thatcher was the first female leader of a Western country, and she almost universally hated it.
Because you have a lot of men that are afraid of the power of women. Women are phenomenal, but we as women have to understand that.
So women are phenomenal.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say.
The men who organized this, and men, toxic masculinity, patriarchy, sexist, racist, basement dwellers, and yet nonetheless, women are phenomenal. And it's like that's fine. That's so. What's called vainglorious. It just means that you think that you're perfect, nothing can be improved, and that's really sad because you stopped growing.
Yeah.
You gonna say?
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna bring up. Is like, oh yeah, up with women doesn't mean down with men, but women are phenomenal.
Men are terrible.
Yeah.
That's what Michelle Williams, the white Michelle Williams, was saying at the Golden Globes, is that women have to understand their power. They have.
Oh, that's the woman who said that she was happy to have had an abortion because it allowed her to pursue her career as an actress.
Wow, that's rude.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Get out there, vote, do what they need to do.
Support each other. Stop supporting R. Kelly in comment section.
Yeah.
So what's it?
Support each other. Stop supporting R. Kelly in comment section.
Stop supporting R. Kelly in the comment section. So he's a rapper and a singer who's had a whole bunch of legal troubles because he's been accused of incredible cruelty towards women. So that's their view.
It's like women. It's like men are totally preying on women, and then look at this woman. She looks like she just genuinely loves the woman with the stomach, who's showing.
Oh, the woman on the left.
She looks like she just genuinely loves the person watching, just with her like cute happy smile, like they're BFFs or something.
Yeah.
And that person with her shoulder showing kind of looks like, hi, how you doing type of thing. It just in my opinion anyway.
To be fair, they could have just come out of a sword fight where some of their clothing was like slashed off. No?
I'm giving you a 1,000-yard stare again.
1,000-yard stare again.
That was not, I did not have an eyebrow ring.
Sorry, that's my habit. Give me it again. Oh, you got to get that little to the side too, like. Ugh.
Close enough.
I'm so full of contempt. It's making my head fall over.
It's like good enough.
Right. Well, fantastic. Is there anything else you wanted to add at the end?
They're also wearing like insane makeup and earrings and everything. So it's like, men are preying on women. It's like, actually, I think you're kind of. It's like, the men are the bull and the women are the one holding out the red cloth or something.
Oh,
and
right.
Like, he's just the bull's randomly attacking me. Like, why?
It is kind of manipulative, these kinds of photos, this amount of makeup and so on. But it is really sad. I mean, I think that women should have conferences where they can talk about what's important to them, and they can also say what they want out of men as a whole, and men can listen to that and decide if they want to or not.
Yeah.
But because of equality, men should have the same right, but these women don't want that. And so when they say being up with women for these women is being down with men, because they are massively opposed to a conference where men are talking about what they want out of women. And I think that's a real shame, because men and women should have conversations about what they want so we can all get along better, right?
Yeah, and also the title of the video I meant is a conference taught by men to teach women to be better. What? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like, what? What? How is this possible? Sorry, no.
Yeah, and they're telling men how to be better, which is to not do any of this and to support women and blah, blah, blah. All right. Well, thanks, everyone. I appreciate that. You can check out below. Are you going to put your hand in at least? Yeah, okay.
I waved as best as I could from this awkward angle.
Right. So I'll put a link to the 22 convention below. You should definitely check it out. And hey, hands coming in randomly from the side. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe.
Check out, I have some really good drawings on Twitter. We should be putting out another one very soon. It just needs some texture and shading. But
we've done some bonus shows for the Subscribe Star supporters, which you can get at subscribestar.com/free domain, or you can just go to freedomain.com/donate.
We also have some shows of us playing Minecraft together. I'll create these maps and we'll do challenges. We'll also do survival with every team.
Super fun.
And I'll sometimes test mods and stuff.
All right. Well, thanks everyone so much. Like, share, subscribe. And thanks again, Izzy, for a great show. It's really enjoyable.
Yes, we should do another one soon.
And bye.
Bye.